Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Gruber Wired 2025.
2025. Here
I'm
we
Mark
are.
Beach.
I'm John Dotson, and welcome once again.
Welcome back. It's a whole new year.
Yeah, you could say that, right?
Yes.
Oh, man. Yeah. We made it through 2024, so we're going to put that behind us, and we're going to move forward.
Not quite
right?
put it behind us. We're going to talk about 2024 stuff today. Yeah.
We're going to talk about the podcast and specific
We are our
in
first
general.
Full year.
Yeah, it's a great year.
It was.
It
It was a
really
lot
good,
of fun.
Fun year.
We want to just kind of go over a few things and talk about, where we think we did well last year.
Yeah, where we excelled, and maybe talk about things where we can improve on, and just kind of say, hey, this was what we're going to do in 2025.
There you go.
To start out, though, I do want to just put this out there. My heart's thoughts and prayers and condolences to everyone in New Orleans and around the country as well. Just want to get out there and let you know we're thinking of you.
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
We got 18 days left to January 20th. Deep
just
state
crazy.
is going crazy.
Whatever you want to call it. But when these things do come up, this is really when I feel a sense that the American people come together, is when there's adversity.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah.
There we go.
Other news on that, our hometown ASU, great season to all of you out there. It came to a heartbreaking loss, but what a fun game to watch that was.
Hey, that was the best college football game I've ever seen.
Yeah. And
that was a lot of fun.
My poor Oregon Ducks, and my hat's off to Ohio State. Well played.
Your hat's still on.
It is. Okay.
Tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat to you. It wasn't even what I would call a good game, but it was a game.
They showed up. They were on the field.
They were on the field. But, hey, we have next year. Good things are happening. But I do hope that Ohio State, hey, man, go all the way. Let's do this. Right?
Yeah. I can't have the Texas Longhorns win.
No.
Of course, they looked so terrible yesterday. I think that'll be an easy walk for Ohio State.
So, yeah, we'll see how that turns out here in 2025.
Yes.
Notre Dame, right?
You think that's the... I think it's going to be Georgia, Ohio State. Yeah.
Georgia, Ohio State. That'd be a fun game.
That would be a fun game.
So, yeah. So anyway, things around here. We were just talking before the show started. We actually had the air on here again.
It's a little warm. Yeah.
I don't think winter's going to hit us. I think what we're going to now, as far as our cycle goes, spring, summer. I don't think we're ever going to hear the term winter again in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's not what we're used to.
No. So
let's just hope, this anomaly clears itself up here pretty soon. Yeah, maybe all the cloud seeding and all the other, stuff.
I don't know. We haven't had rain in so long. I think this year we've only had 2.3 inches of rain, 2.4, something like that.
No, we had 4 inches last year, but but it was 2 inches off the normal pace. So, yeah.
So, we could use a little of that. So
we need some rain.
All those around the country getting rain, shoo it this way.
Yeah.
We'll be glad to take it.
Feel lucky. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, like you were saying, last year was just kind of a great year for the podcast.
Right.
We had a lot of milestones come up with it.
We hit 100,000 subscribers during 2024, and then quickly jumped to 200,000. We got our little plaque, that then we'll get another one at 1 million. So.
We're just going to keep it going.
Yeah, just keep rolling.
Just keep things going and moving forward. And there's some highlights that we were talking about,
right?
About last year. And I know we kind of got a list here put together.
Right. So we were going to talk about the top 10 live podcasts of 2024.
Yeah, we have a top 10, don't we?
We do have a top 10. After a year, we got a top 10. So, we're pretty happy with the results. When we talk about the different things that we actually did on the podcast last year, we had customers, we had vendors, we had politicians,
we had a comedian,
we had former government employees or deep state employee, right?
Yeah.
And Gruber staff. We had Gruber employees on the podcast. We really mixed it up, didn't we?
We did. And one of the things it is, and I think a lot of people may not quite understand, is in this genre where we live of telecommunications, data communications, this could be pretty stale, pretty boring type of subject matter.
Right, but it touches a lot of different areas.
It does. It touches upon everyone's lives.
Yep.
And so trying to find a way to keep that kind of spunky and bring in some new ideas and check out the tech that's going on in the world. Sometimes we may come across something that we feel is a subject like quantum, theories and so forth, and computing that we don't realize is affecting our lives, but it is.
Right.
And so, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on. 2025 is going to bring a lot of this to our plate to fill,
right,
for us to take a bite out of.
So when y'all have a chance and can, go back through some of these episodes, we're just going to talk about our top 10 and which episodes were most viewed.
Yeah. Most viewed, get some comments. It'd be nice to get some more comments from people out there. So if you're watching today, please feel free to join us on the podcast. Shoot us some, some questions, maybe some thoughts, or maybe you'd like to see some subject matter. Tell us about some subject matter you'd like us to get into and express, and maybe have some podcasting on that as well.
Right.
And we're always open to ideas, especially from the general public. I think that it just brings and encompasses a lot more.
Right. So right to the list. So number 10 was episode 21 with 206 views, classroom technology.
Classroom technology, yeah. That's something that hits everyone, right? Because at some point in time, we've all been in a classroom. And in fact, even today, I was in a classroom for a while.
Were you?
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
We were teaching about metal products.
Oh, I got you.
Gruber metal products. So
Gruber University.
Gruber University. There we go. But there's a lot of cool technology for the classroom out there and stuff that is up and coming.
Right. I know that they do a lot of, and we talked about this during the show, but they do a lot of students, schools issue students pads now, tablets, like
Correct,
Google tablets now. So, it was...
there we are. Look at that.
There we are. Yep. And,
wow, you look younger.
My hair was a little messed up back then.
Little messed up.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah, that was a little while ago. But you were saying, the iPads and so forth. That
right. And then so that's where they do a lot of their lessons. That's where they do, some of the quizzing and whatnot. And it's just a new form of, remember going to the bookstore when you were in school, and you had to get the pile of books before classes started. When you do your registration, walk home with this stack of books like that.
We had a backpack just full, waiting down our bicycles, as we're riding our bikes home.
Yeah. So it was something, and now they have the convenience of technology to make that a lot simpler of a process.
Sure. Hey, Cass, you were probably younger than we are, right? So school for you, how was that as far as technology goes?
We had smart boards, but that was back in high school. We didn't get any of that stuff until I was in high school. We got one when I was in 7th grade, but other than that was still whiteboards and blackboards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, I remember we didn't have any of that technology. I mean, we still had, what did they call them? The machines that would,
we had projectors too.
Overhead projectors?
We had overhead projectors too.
Well, I'm old enough that, you go to the office in grade school and they had the mimeograph machine, right? That's how they made copies.
Yeah.
There was no copy machines. It was all the little runoff thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
When they'd run off, you'd smell the paper because it was, the toner, the fixer toner, or whatever it was.
Yeah, kids these days don't understand what it was like when we were 7th grade and the space shuttle disaster took place. All of a sudden, the light went on in the classroom, and then it went off, and then the door opened, and here come a cart wheeling a television, into the room, and then they had to plug it in and then find the channel, and of course you had the snow and everything else going on, and it took a while for us to get that information at that point in time, but that was our technology,
right? So we learned pretty well off of it.
Let's see, next episode we had was episode 27 coming in at number 9, the supporting cast.
209 views.
209 views, and this was all about networks, correct?
Yep, it was all about the peripheral devices and network switches, routers, all of the stuff that goes into supporting the network.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 27.
27.
Yep.
Yeah. And still that rings true today. I mean, no matter what setting you're in, you're going to have all this, technology that you need.
Right.
That's going to support, what you need at the end of the day. I mean, it's just, and it continuously grows. Routers are getting smaller, right? And we were talking about that today, how we're seeing this footprint within data center settings and even smaller, rack settings. Everything's getting smaller.
Right. But
as we go,
and they continue. They're using the same amount of space. They're just putting more in it.
Correct.
Because the bandwidth requirements are pretty huge. So, we talk about a lot of density, in fiber, and
Sure.
now, who was it that was showing me? I think it was Harry, where it was MTPE. I think is coming out now.
Okay.
Where it's a higher, smaller form factor MTP connector, so it takes up a third of the space that a normal form factor would take. So a device or a cabinet enclosure that would hold 1,728 can now hold 3 times that. Fibers. Yeah. In one rack space.
So that combined with the upgrade in technology that we're seeing with being able to, multiplex the fiber light itself, and what we're seeing there, it's just going to go crazy. I mean, it's just everything is just speeding fast. I don't know why, but it's just like instantly we're seeing this technology come aboard and take over.
Right.
Yeah. Something.
And then we have episode in at number 8 was episode 15. And here's the funny thing. All of these episodes, except for the number 1, 1 hour episodes. All of them.
All of them except for one.
Yep.
Interesting.
Didn't quite go the direction that we thought it would go with the half hour.
Who knows? It could be that. I don't know why
I don't
that
know. But most of them are, all except the number 1 is at...
Interesting.
Yeah.
I hadn't looked at that before.
Yeah. So, episode 15, Climate Change and Technology, 212 views.
We were just talking about that,
good hoax videos and stuff like that, podcast material, non-existent stuff.
He doesn't believe in climate change over here yet.
I don't believe in man-caused climate change. That's what I don't believe.
Wow, look at that. Glad we adopted hats.
Yeah. You look different, John. Why? Yeah. Oh, that's when we were wearing headphones, too.
Yeah, that's when we had headphones back then, huh? Technology changed. We didn't need our headphones.
There we go.
Where we're going, we don't need headphones.
Roads. We don't need roads.
Oh, yeah, that was that fly through that. Yeah, remember that?
The factory, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty good stuff. Right on.
Cool.
So, climate change and technology, and we're still going to see technology help us with the climate change issue.
Yes.
I'm sure we will. So, cool. What we got here coming in at number 7?
Number 7.
Change the
first
world.
The first of our one and only 2-part podcast. So, Change the World Part 1 had 213 views. And...
so part 1, part 2, I'm trying to remember some of that.
Yeah.
I think it was just in regards to technology and how it's changing the landscape of the world as a whole.
Right. 7, is that what you said? Yeah, episode 25 and 26.
7, yeah. So but it really is. Technology is really starting to be the driving factor, I think. I think for a long time we had man, here we are, we're driving the driver's seat of the world, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden I'm seeing a switch over to where technology is migrating into the driving seat to show us how far we can go, especially with the adoption of AI.
Oh.
Yeah, I just had to go there.
John, the word Dotson. Well, that was awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you once again for that one.
That was great.
Wow.
Now we just call him the Destroyer.
John the Destroyer.
And we won't say why.
No, we'll leave it there, please.
He said please. So
Please,
that's
we
good.
won't go
please
there.
Is good.
Yeah. But yeah, we're starting to see, again, with the advancement of AI and that particular technology, I really think we're going to see that driver's seat change a little bit.
Right. And I saw something today that was talking about in 100 years ago, they were predicting what 2025 would be like. And it was just different scientists and all that kind of stuff. And pretty much there was some pretty crazy stuff in there. But there were some very prescient things that were mentioned, like people will have won't have to have a conversation in person. They'll have a device on them where they can talk to somebody else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of that. I mean,
that was pretty good.
Cell phones.
Of course, they thought they were going to be flying cars.
Well, we do technically have them. They're just not out there for the general public.
Right.
But there are flying cars, just not as envisioned.
Right. Well, I mean, changing the world, tech is really the tool, you know. Unless some external force happens, the progress of humanity and the way we do things is going to continue to expand. What do you think is going to be 100 years from now?
I can't fathom what 100 years from now is going to be like.
Jesse?
100 years from now, what's your landscape? What's your picture? Where are we at?
That's a bit too far out to predict because I think that AI is accelerating very, very rapidly. I think that we're going to start to see significant changes in material science, biology, just technology in general, all different sectors within the next, by the end of the 2030s, I think the way that we interact with the world is going to be completely different. So 100 years from now, I don't think it's going to even be recognizable.
Right. I agree with that. I think, smart living environments that just completely, mold to the person. I think everything is going to be instead of buying TVs, they're going to be fixtures, as opposed to, going to Costco and buying a big screen. I think they're just going to be fixtures, part of walls, smart walls in houses that you can touch and do things with. And from any kind of like an LCARS panel on Star Trek, right? Where anywhere you are on the ship, you hit the LCARS and do whatever. So anywhere you are in the house, you can change your thermostat. You could change, your lighting. You could
we're seeing that music, already.
You could play a video on one wall and another video on another wall. Yeah,
it's wild what's coming. I will say that. And the best part, what I like and I'm seeing right now, is we are able to do this adapting the current infrastructure. Right. And then enhancing the infrastructure we're installing at the same time.
Right.
Often people will ask this question, and I know I've said it before, but Japan, they're already up like 16K televisions. I mean, they're so far advanced in technology. But listen, Japan's landmass is like the size of Ohio. Yeah. They can change their infrastructure overnight, basically, compared to the United States.
Right.
So therefore, what we're seeing is there are some countries out there like Japan whose technology and information technology is just that much further along than what we are.
Right.
But as we discover how to use our current infrastructure and then feed off of that, we're going to catch up.
Right.
And we're going to see ourselves in a good place.
Yeah, we have so many. the vastness of land in the country and the distances between some cities. Even though, where they say 20% of the U.S. population lives west of the Mississippi.
Yeah,
right?
something like that. Yeah.
But it's 80% of the land mass.
Yeah.
Right.
Crazy.
The distances out here. I lived back east for a few years, and just the comprehension of being able to go from like Washington D.C. to Baltimore to Philly to New York City.
Basically walk, right?
all closer than going to Tucson, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You'd go from major city to major city, in not far distance at all. And here, from going from one place to the next means a trip. Going to San Diego, going to Vegas, even going to Tucson or Flag, it's a trip.
Well, yeah, from here to L.A., because we just went to L.A. not too long ago, was 6-hour drive just to get from here to L.A.
Yeah. And on the East Coast, you could visit most major cities in a 6-hour drive. Yeah.
Very true. So
Yep.
let's see, episode number 29, Everything, Everywhere, All at the Time.
It had 243 views.
243 views on that one. That was just up there. Yeah. Gosh, this, again, everything is all around us.
Yep.
It comes down to
That's deep, John.
yeah, it is though. Right? There we go.
Where's Jasmine today?
I don't know.
I
where
thought Jasmine
at.
would be jumping in here.
But life,
basically the Internet of Things was, I think, the topic of that one.
It really was.
And just the connectivity of all our devices. From our watches, which this looks like a regular watch. It's got an analog hand and everything, but it's got a digital back, and it does all the heart rate monitoring and blood oxygen levels, and it can answer my phone on it and do all that stuff. But it looks like a regular watch, except for the digital back.
Yeah, I just bought my wife a ring, right? I bought her one of the smart rings. If you haven't seen those, so she puts the ring on. And she has an app she can open on her phone.
You bought it to track her, didn't you?
No, I didn't buy it to track her.
He tagged his wife.
She's been tagged. No, but it's really cool because she gets a full diagnostic set of, heart rate, blood pressure. It even keeps count of her sleep and gives her a sleep diagnostic.
Right.
So for as far as being able to have that, information readily available within pretty much, bam, right here, right now, it's amazing. Because it used to be you have to lug yourself into a doctor's office.
Right. And, a lot of people have anxiety going to doctor's offices, so their blood pressure is always up.
Sure.
But if you can take your blood pressure, like I've got a cuff at home where, if you take it once a week and it stores it as on an app, it's not a watch or anything like that, but it'll take it and then store it. And so you go in and you say, this is my, my history over the last 3 months of my blood pressure every day or every other day or whatever. Then they can actually see what's going on, not just at that moment in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Same thing with your blood oxygen, right? And your sleep. So it can track your sleep, and they can look at that very easily. Gives it, I think, a more reliable picture of health.
Yeah. As far as health goes, it's great.
Yep.
And this technology that we're working with is developing a symbiotic relationship between man, human, and these items, technology, which is great.
Yeah, I think those types of things are very helpful. The fitness trackers, how many steps did you take, all that kind of stuff. Great. I think they're, much needed and well suited for, improving life.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is what the purpose of technology should be, is to improve.
Yeah, just improve and enhance.
Yep.
I agree with that. Episode 28, The Man Cave. This got 253 views.
Yeah, that comes in at number 4. Yep, The Man Cave.
The Man Cave.
I can see why that was up there. That's a good.
That was kind of a fun
topic.
one, something a little different. I think we all have our own personal space, right? Whether you call it a man cave, a she shed. It's just a matter of the fact that you can have your own personal space, and there's plenty of technology to enhance the surrounding around you.
Right. Yep. I remember trying to build that AI picture. It was not being responsive. AI was not my friend right then, trying to create that image.
Yeah.
No matter how much I knew what I wanted, and I told it what I wanted, but it didn't really come out.
Worked out too well.
No. Oh.
Ashanti.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she talked about the she shed.
Yeah, she did.
Yep.
She came in and talked about the she shed. So, but anyway, there's just lots of cool technology out there, and we're going to continue, like I said, continue to see more of this come out for our, man caves.
Right, for our leisure time. Maximizes the. I'm sure a lot of you, if you have Netflix or Hulu or whatever, I do the no commercial one, even if the with commercial one is free. I'll pay not to have to watch commercials.
Commercials don't bother me. I'm okay with it, so I'll watch commercials.
I don't like, I want to go blaze through episodes, and then when I want to take a break, I pause.
See, I don't want to be that hypocrite and say, you know what? I like to have commercials on our shows, to help make revenues. So why would I go there?
I hate commercials. I'll go there. Like I said, I pay for no commercials.
I understand that playing the commercials for people out there. That's
Gotta watch it enough
advertising.
with
It's how they
football,
make money.
yeah.
It's how they make money.
Football,
so I have
baseball,
no
I
problem with
understand.
people in this world making money. That's
No,
good.
I get that. I'm
I'll support that.
Yes.
So what we got coming in number 3, we interrupt this program.
Yes. So that was the episode, wasn't it, where it was with the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about stuff that was going on, current events, which we do from time to time. We'll schedule an episode that will be just about what's happening in the world, especially if there's something really big going on.
Yeah.
That was episode number 31.
31.
So we, from time to time, we like to go through stuff like that and just have
current
fun with
events
it.
and see what's going on, what's taking place right now, today with, the technology.
Yeah.
So
or just in the world period. I mean, the Aurora wasn't technology or anything, but that was, what was that?
That was when they were eating the cicadas.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
That
No.
was great.
No. Yep.
That was cicada day. Good one.
And then when you see things like that, you wonder if we're going to be back in the Stone Age in 100 years. Right?
Let's see. Number 2, we had episode 32, Calm versus Power.
So
this was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun episode.
We should do something like this again this year.
Yep.
Let's do some more trivia, maybe get, a different department on. Maybe we take on our manufacturing team or our shipping department.
We can't even get them to come on. Well, we'll see who shows up.
Hey, how about us versus Pete? We could call out Pete on an episode.
Oh, if you're feeling like suicide, then go ahead.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, this was a lot of fun. We called out a different department and had a game show kind of feel to it.
Right. Yeah, we did a little
Q&A.
Yeah, little questions and
Yeah, that was a fun episode.
We tied, didn't we?
I think we did at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be fun to do something like that again. I'm all game for it.
Yep. That was the number 2.
Ready? Drum roll.
And at the number 1 spot was our Untitled episode, and I think it had to do with structured wiring or structured cabling at 441 views.
Episode 51.
Yeah, and that was like
Not sure
out
what
of the
happened
blue.
here. This
We
thing
don't
just
know.
kinda
It was
popped
like
off
double of any other episode.
So where are all those viewers?
Yeah, where did you go?
Where'd you guys all go out there in the world? We'd like to have you back.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it was. We really went into depth on just why it's called structured cabling.
Yep.
And then how it's laid out. So I think we showed an image of a kind of a diagram of a building, going from floor to floor, routers, switches, and how it's all laid out in a structured, ordered environment.
Yeah.
Yep.
This was a lot of fun to do too on this particular episode, just to get in depth a little more. Really quick, and we don't have much time left. Let's run down our shorts and our host shorts.
Yes.
Short number, was that number 2?
The coming in second place with our shorts, Peach shorts, advanced Wi-Fi with 74,000 views.
Yep.
And then the number 1 spot was
false advertising,
right? At 82,000 views.
Wow.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
Yep.
Definitely. And then the host shorts, which we have done.
Right.
We had story time, which was just kind of a
we
fun
only
little
did
spunky
2
one.
so far. We plan on doing more, but we gotta work.
Yeah, story time came in at number 2 with 46,000 views.
That was great.
And the other fun one to do was Who's the Tech Team?
That's it. And it was only a minute and a half, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's some creative editing by Jesse and team.
I got to say, guys, hats off to our team. Gosh, they're just great in what they do over here.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, we've done so far on the channel 61 live episodes, and there's 542 videos on the channel. Those don't just happen.
But that's not us too.
No,
We
that's
got to remember that's
mostly
us,
them.
right?
Yeah.
And they're doing the work. But you guys also do Gruber Motor Podcast, AI Podcast, Gruber Power Podcast.
Yep.
The amount of work that these people do behind the scenes is just, I couldn't do it. Not in that manner of what they're doing. So our hats are off to you guys. We
Yes.
appreciate all that you do.
Thanks,
So
guys.
back behind the scenes, we have Aaron. Say hello, Aaron.
Hello.
You got a picture of Aaron?
I'm trying to pull. Oh, Aaron, yours does work. Cass is not working, and I don't have a camera. So there's Aaron.
There's Aaron.
There's Aaron.
Aaron, how's the
Hello.
show treating you? Having fun back there?
I am having fun. Yeah, just doing some timestamps.
Hey, all
Nice.
you ASU fans, remember he was rooting against us. So you know.
I was the biggest 24-hour Texas Longhorn fan.
And then back behind the scenes as well, we have Cass today, and we're not. I don't think it's not the camera's not working. She's kind of hyped up on Dayquil, right?
DayQuil, let's go.
Yeah.
I was-
So she's a little bit fuzzy out there today.
Let's go.
But Cass, have you enjoyed your experience here, and what have you been working on?
Oh, very much so. And I control all of the comments and questions and stuff.
You got a really tough
not-
job today, huh?
Yeah, not much happening today, but it's all right. You know, we got some good days, we got some bad days.
It is the second day of the year,
Well,
so
it's also still kind of holiday. I mean, you got to think
Yeah, that's
having the
what I mean,
holiday in
yeah.
the middle of the week. I think a lot of people have taken the week off, or taken at least the later of the week off. And,
right.
And so I imagine we'll see some different type of movement next week.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then back behind the broadcast board himself, we have Jesse.
Jesse,
What's up,
how you
guys?
doing, Jesse?
My favorite question.
Yeah, it's his favorite question.
You noticed I didn't ask it today. I was avoiding that question.
Yep, appreciate that.
So Jesse, what exactly do you do for us back there?
So I run the show, basically the software that runs the show, streaming software, make sure everything in all the different platforms is active, because we're streaming on multiple platforms for this show, and we do even more platforms for our other shows as well. And then I run the soundboard, make sure the cameras switch and function. Not doing a great job on that today for Cass, but yeah, I mean, just kind of run the show.
Yeah, no, we're thankful for all of you. So we do
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
All right,
All right.
this is it. 2025, we're here. We're going to hit the ground running next week pretty hard with some good material.
Yep.
Um,
We hope you'll join us too, be part of our adventure for 2025. It's going to be a great year, especially New Year's Day, January 20th. Be very happy when the new
You
era
will
of
be.
America starts. So, you know, we'll be covering things wall to wall for a long time to come
I
here.
think we will.
Yep.
So, all right,
All
great
right.
show.
So for now, I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.